Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I just got gas at the gas station. I should have just got a fountain pop in there. Because now I'm wanting a fountain pop. But I will just go through somewhere and get one in a second. It has been a long day today. Did you guys have a good day today? It's been a good day today. But it has been a long day today. What is my coffee lip balm? I got it this morning. Do I have $1 in here? I got up this morning to take Boo to the vet. Let's see if I have change in here for a cut, first of all. There's a quarter. 50 cents. A nickel. There's a 10. I need 50 more cents. I know there's probably change over there, but I don't know. A nickel. A nickel. Yes. $1. I have $1.10. Getting text messages this late at night. Oh my God, I just got done being at my mother-in-law's house. Well, I got done and then I went home, and as soon as I got home, Alex was going to bed because he had just gotten in from going out to dinner with his, well, he went over to a friend's house and he had dinner with her and Sarah. And I went over to his mom's house to help her with this video that she was putting together for this trip that she just got back from Argentina. And, oh my God, it was like this crazy mess. So we had a good time hanging out. She made me this celery and then all kinds of fruit smoothie juice. And that's all I've had to eat today. So, but it did kind of fill me up, interestingly enough. So anyway, I went over there to help her with this video, and I got over there at 8:15. I was like supposed to be there at 8:15. I was like almost like right on the dot. Oh, you can't see me because the light's off. And so we sat down, and she had like 118 pictures, including videos that she wanted in this. Why is it so dark? Why is it doing that tonight? She had like 118 pictures that she wanted in this video. And so we went through, and she was like, okay, I want all these videos, I want this, I want that. And I was like, okay. So, because I had done this for Alex's birthday, and so she basically wanted the same thing. And she had picked out songs that she wanted. So it took us like an hour to put it all together. And then this one picture she wanted longer. She was like, I really like this picture. It was like, I don't know, some city in Argentina, and it was like at night looking over like the city on the water, the city on the ocean or whatever, on the coast. And she wanted this picture like spread out, so it was like, you know, instead like each picture was like 4 seconds, so it was like 10 seconds long. So I like spread it out, and we had all the videos in there. And then I was trying, and so when we got done with the video, it was like 37 minutes long. And I was like, why is this video 37 minutes long? Like, we could not figure it out, right? So we were sitting there laughing and stuff. She's like, well, she was like, because she's like having a dinner with all these people, and she's like, it's a 2-hour dinner, so she's like, you know, 37 minutes is fine. I guess I'll just, you know, we can watch it. It's whatever. She's like, you know, she was so sweet about the whole thing. So, but then I couldn't put the music with it because it just was like giving me a really hard time getting the music with it. So I had to basically just use the music that comes with iMovie, which is just real basic music. And but it worked out fine. So we put that over that, and then I rendered it, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be out of here in like an hour and 15-20 minutes, right? No. Well, so once it got rendered, I could not get it over to, like, she had a USB, and she deleted everything off this USB, and it wouldn't go over to the USB. I couldn't airdrop it onto her phone. It was just saying that the volume was too large. The volume was too large. The volume was too large. It was 4.89 gigabytes. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, this is crazy. Like, so she's goes into her phone, and I was like, do you have a lot of like pictures and stuff on your phone? She's like, yeah. She's like, I don't know that I have enough space left. So I was like, okay. So I said, we screwed around with it for like a half an hour, and then I was like, I'm just gonna go up. I said, is there like a CVS or a Target around here? And she's like, yeah, there's a CVS right up the street. So I said, I'm gonna go see if they have like a USB thing, and then I'll get that, and then I'll come back. And she said, okay. So she sat there and deleted pictures off her phone, poor thing, the entire time that I was gone. So I come back, I bought a 64 gigabyte USB holder, and we plug it in, and I'm like, this is just, it's gonna be easy peasy, it's gonna, you know, work. So I plug it in, and I put it in there, and it still wouldn't do it. So then I'm trying to email it to her, I'm trying all these different things, right? I'm Googling it. And so finally I called my friend, and I was like telling her about it. I was like, I don't know what to do with this situation. So she's Googling it, and she's like, how big is the file? And I'm like, 4.89 gigabytes. And she's like, it's too large. Anything over 4 won't transfer. And I'm like, okay. So she's like trying to explain to me like how to like, I moved it into a zip file. That wouldn't work. I had like texted Alex. I was like, do you have any suggestions? And he was like, yeah, change it to a zip file, compress the file. I did that. It wouldn't work. It was going to take me like an hour and a half to like upload into an email to email her. And I was like, oh, no. So finally, I was like, we're just going to have to go in and edit some things out so that we can get it less than 4 gigabytes so that I can get it over to you. And she was like, what do you mean? You're going to take pictures out? And I was like, well, some of the videos that you have in there are like, she had this one that was like 3.9 minutes long. She had another one that was like 1 minute long. She had a couple like 4, I think she had like 5 or 6 videos in there. And so she was like, okay. So I went in there and I just took all the videos out. She took all the videos out, and I was like, well, how? She's like, all the videos need to be in there. And I was like, okay. So then I'm putting all the videos back in there. You guys, I'm not technological, okay? And the thing is that because I have YouTube channels, people think that like I really understand this stuff. I don't understand this stuff. Like, it's all just like trial and error for me. I'm horrible at editing, which is why I don't edit my videos, you know? So anyway, I'm like trying to figure all this stuff out, and she and I got laughing so hard. And so anyway, she like, so we're sitting there and just trying to figure all this stuff out. And so I'm like trying to figure out which pictures. And so she's like, oh no, you can edit that video down to like 20 seconds, 22 seconds. I was like, okay. So I get it all done, and I get the video, and it's still like 26 minutes long. She's like, oh my God, why is this video so long? So I get it done, and it's like 2.89 gigabytes. I'm like, okay, this is perfect. And I transfer it over. It goes right onto the USB thing, the port or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. And then I airdrop it to her phone. Everything is fine, right? She's watching it on her computer. Everything's fine. So I'm like packing up my stuff. It had started storming outside. It was like raining. It was nasty outside, and everything is going fine. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's now like, it's been like over 3 hours. I got there at like 8:15, and it was like 11:15. So it was like 3 hours. Oh, no. It was like 3.5 hours. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. Let's say goodbye to Alex, or goodnight to Alex and stuff. And she was like, okay. So I get home, and I had brought like this Puma bag that I put my computer and everything in. And I realized that like, now I'm old school, y'all. Like, this is where I say I'm not technological. I'm old school. I still use a mouse and the mouse, whatever you call that thing. What's it called? I just set it to her on the phone. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, the rubbery thing. So I called her and I said, hey, I left my mouse. And she's like, yeah, it's right here in front of you. And she goes, I figured out why because she's now watched the video, right? She's like, I figured out why the video. I'm such an idiot. She goes, I figured out why the video was 36, it was like 37 minutes long. And I go, why? She goes, well, it really should only be 17 minutes, not 27 minutes long. Because we had edited all that out, because originally it was like 36.4 minutes or something, but now it's like 26.4. So anyway, she said, do you know that picture that I wanted of the waterfront? And I said, yeah. And she said, do you know how, like, you stretched it out? It was 4 seconds long, okay? But I had it, like, expanded. And she goes, do you know how, like, when we were stretching it out? Because when I stretched it out, she goes, oh, you can do that. She was, like, real excited. And so I was, like, showing her it and stuff like that. Well, I hadn't watched closely. I stretched it out to 10 minutes, you guys. So that part of the video is 10 minutes of one picture and this music that's called something like Simple. And it's just the music on loop playing with this picture. Oh my God, she and I got laughing so hard on the phone. Mouse pad, that's what it's called. Anyway, she was real sweet about it. I said, I cannot fix it. I said, I'm sorry, because she works late tomorrow and I've got a million things to do. And I said, listen, we leave Friday morning or I would come over and fix it for you right now. And she's like, oh no, don't even worry about it. And I said, can you just fast forward through that part? And she goes, well, I'm going to have to, aren't I? So anyway, because she wanted me to sit there and watch all half an hour of this video. I'm kind of like, thank God I didn't, because then I would have to go back in and fix it again, and that would be another, you know, rendering it. And it really, part wouldn't have taken that long at all. But now I feel so bad, you know, that she put together this nice, well, I put together this nice video, and it's got this 10-minute long picture in it. It just kind of cracks me up. But anyway, that was that. And then, so yeah. Got up today and went to the vet. We saw a different vet than we usually do. We saw the guy that started the practice, because my vet was like, today's her day off. And he was so nice. He was just like this really, really, he reminded me of my dad a lot. He was like this really nice guy. And so, he looked at Boo and he was like, okay, first of all, he's got a hot spot on his back. And so he was like showing me, and so he talked to me about that, and he was like, okay, with the first freeze, it should go away, and blah, 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 whatever, and told me how to handle that. And then he was like, but he needs, like, I think he needs to have his teeth out. And I was like, what? And he was like, because that's what we thought, was like this tooth was loose, right? And I didn't. I go, well, is there a chance that he could, like, it could fall out? He goes, oh, they could fall out any second. Yeah, he's got horrible teeth. And he goes, do you guys have him on? I said, he goes, what kind of food do they eat? And I said, well, they eat wet food, because that's what our vet has them on, because of their bad teeth. And he was like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. And he was like, I said, you know, we have never fed these dogs a table scrap or anything. And he goes, listen, he goes, some dogs, little dogs, just have bad teeth. He was like, you know, big dogs don't as much as little dogs, but some little dogs have bad teeth. And I said, well, what's really strange about it is his biological brother, his teeth are fine. Like, Tucker's teeth are fine. And he goes, well, really, he goes, what I recommend to people is, he goes, you have to, from an early age, really take care of their teeth and bring them in and have their teeth cleaned and stuff. He's like, that's what you really should do, but most people don't do that. And he was like, you know, you take great care of these dogs and whatever. He was like, but, he was like, I think that maybe you need to consider having all of his teeth taken out. I go, have all of his teeth taken out? He was like, yeah. He was like, you know, we recommend it for a lot of dogs. And, and I said, well, so what do we have to do? And he was explaining it to me that, everything that would have to do with that. It actually wasn't as expensive as I thought it would. I mean, he quoted me kind of a low price, which because I talked to Tanya afterwards, and she was like, well, I love him and he's fantastic, and if that's what he suggested, then that's what you need to do. And because he was like, Peter, he's going to be so much happier afterwards. And he was like, you know, and I was like, okay. I said, when we get back from Florida, I'll schedule it. And but I said, so he'll have all of his teeth taken out? He goes, yeah, he doesn't really have any teeth that aren't just kind of like hanging on at this point. And I said, okay. And I said, how will he eat? And he goes, well, there's this misconception that dogs can't eat with no teeth, but that's not true. He goes, they can eat hard food and they can eat soft food. I said, okay. He goes, but you might have because he goes, do you want me to do it, or do you want, he was telling me that, like, our vet, I mean, I didn't know this, right? I mean, she's talked to us about our dog's mouth and their teeth, but he goes, it's actually her specialty. He goes, did you know that? And I said, no. And he said, well, he goes, she might suggest that you bring in all 3 dogs and see how all of their teeth are. And I go, well, we just, you know, they just had shots, not, you know, in March or whatever. And he goes, she didn't recommend it. And I said, no, but our Chihuahua basically has no teeth at this point anyway. And he goes, that might be why she didn't recommend it. He goes, and the other dog's teeth is pretty good. And I go, yeah. I don't, you know. So when I get back, I'm gonna schedule a little appointment for Boo Radley. But he was so good. He was such a good little boy. I was so proud of him. He's always so scared when he goes there. The ladies are so nice to him in there when we go in there. It was funny because they like when you're sitting there waiting, and I had to get more food for PP too, but when you're sitting there waiting, they like flash on the screen, like, what do you call it? Because there's like a lot of dogs in this, or a lot of doctors in this practice. They like flash on the screen, like reviews that people have written about the practice, or like this, you know, like, there's no Dr. Smith there, but if there was, like, Dr. Smith is the best vet we've ever been to in our entire life. You know, we wouldn't take Bojangles to anybody else. You know what I mean? Something like that. Back in the day, I wanted to have a dog named Bojangles. Anyway, Tanya told me she gets about one of them a month. That it's a pretty common dog name. But anyway, it's funny having a friend that owns a dog kennel because you get to hear about what all the common dog names are. So, I was sitting there, and one of my friends wrote I didn't even know, they don't even live on that part of town, and one of their review, and they have kind of a unique name, so I knew it was them, and a review popped up, and we have the same vet. I was like, oh my god, who would have known? Anyway, so we did that, and then Boo Radley came home, and he got a special treat because he was such a good boy, and what else? The lady at the counter was so funny. She goes, Peter, she goes, you are in here, she goes, for your dogs all the time. I said, because I said to her, I said, I feel bad. I said, she goes, why? And I said, because our dogs have bad teeth, or I said, he has bad teeth, we found out. And she goes, most dogs have bad teeth. And I said, I know. I said, but I feel so bad about it, whatever. She goes, Peter, she goes, you're in here all the time with your dogs. She goes, you're either buying dog food or stopping in to ask the doctor something or whatever, because I'm always constantly stopping by, and I'm like, oh, can I leave like a note, and then she can call me with the answer or whatever, and they're like, yeah. And this woman that is like the office manager, she's so sweet. She's like, you are so good to your dogs. I was like, oh, thank you so much. I love my little doggies. My little doggies. So that was that, and then I came home, and then what did I do? Oh, I went on a major shopping spree today after that. I went to, where did I go first? First I went to Starbucks and I got coffee, which I have my, do I have any extra coffee in here? No. But these cups, the holiday edition, come out tomorrow. There's a pink shiny one and there's an iridescent one. And I went to, at one point I was at Target today, the Target in Fishers if you're from Indianapolis. And they have a Starbucks inside of there. And they were taking everything off the shelves. And so I knew they were putting new ones up. And I was like, they're putting those cups up. And I want those cups. And so I kept on like stalking and walking around the Starbucks area. But they didn't put them up. So then I had tweeted out something about it. And somebody said, oh, they're not coming out till tomorrow. That they're putting them on the shelves tonight. But they're not coming out till tomorrow. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good to know. Oh, but before I did, I went to another Starbucks too. Just to see. So I finally was like, oh God, I wish I knew when they were coming out or how many they're going to have or whatever. And I was like, why don't I just text Josh? So I texted Josh and I was like, hey, do you know when the holiday tumblers come out? And he said, they're putting them on the shelves right now. He goes, do you mean the free cups? Because tomorrow at Starbucks, oh, my battery is about to die. Seriously? I thought this was a fully charged battery. I have another battery right here. Apparently tomorrow they're giving out free Starbucks reusable cups. So you know I'll be getting one of those. But I said, no, I said like the holiday tumblers, like, you know, the black one that I have that's like this. It has this stuff on it, okay? And I don't want to pay $60 on eBay. I already looked, and they're upwards from $50 to like $60 to like $99. So what I know is, because they're not out yet, people have put them on their website, and they haven't even purchased them yet, okay? Because they're going to mass buy certain amounts of them, which I think is so shady. But anyway, if you get them in the store, they're like $24, I think. But if you get them on eBay, they're like $60 plus shipping and handling, and I don't want to pay that, and I want one of them. There's not a lot in life that I care about purchasing, but that's one of the things I do want. So anyway, he goes, they just put them on the shelf, and he goes, first he texted me, he goes, okay, there's 4 iridescent ones, and I said, that's all you have is 4? He goes, all they have in the store is 4. I was like, are you kidding me? And so I said, are there any pink ones? And he goes, yeah, we don't see the pink ones because I really want the pink one. So then he texted me back like a half an hour later, and he goes, okay, we just found 2 pink ones. I said, so you have 4 iridescent and 2 pink ones? And he goes, yeah, and you're gonna need to be here right when the store opens. And I said, well, what time does the store open? And he goes, 5:30 or they're gonna be gone. I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, I better just stay up all night then. You know what I mean? I better just stay up all night. So I can go in there and get my iridescent cup. I'm gonna be like banging on the door. Hello, I'm here for my tumbler. Can I get my tumbler, please? So anyway, but I went to, where did I go first today? I bought, where did I go first? Everybody wants me to review. I went to Target. No, I went to Starbucks and got my coffee. And then I went to, I'm kind of trying to wait and see how long this battery will go. I went to Starbucks and got my coffee. Okay, and I'm like driving around. And then I went past there, past the mall. I went to Meijer to get, oh shoot, I knew there was something I needed to buy from Meijer today. Damn it. I went to, look, I want to pull in this speedway right here, but I want to see how long this battery will go, which I only have like a minute and a half anyway. And as soon as I drive past here, the battery's gonna stop. Watch. I just want to see. But anyway, I went to Meijer and I bought a bunch of advent calendars, and they're like candy ones. And then everybody's been telling me that there is this cheese advent calendar at Meijer. I looked everywhere for it in Meijer. I could not find this cheese advent calendar that everybody has been telling me about. So I didn't get the cheese advent calendar. So from there, I drove across the street because somebody else told me that I think it was in the vlog, somebody said that they were in Sally's Beauty or whatever, and that Sally's Beauty Supply had a bunch of advent calendars. So I went across the street to Sally's. They didn't have any. They had like 2, but they were like 8 days of Christmas or 9 days of Christmas or something like that. They weren't anything that I wanted to. They were like bath bombs. It would have been real boring. So anyway, then I went to Walmart and I bought a gingerbread house. I'm gonna make and review a gingerbread house. And then, what else did I buy there? I bought a couple things there. I bought some lip balms in the Christmas section, because I'm gonna do a lip balm thing, because I have some fun ones for stocking stuffers. And then I went to Target from there, and oh my God. Okay, I'm back. Pulled into this little office building section in here. So anyway, then I went to, can I get out that way, or do I have to go this way? I think I have to go this way. So then I went to Target. Oh my God, I bought so much stuff at Target. I bought an Elf on the Shelf and costumes. I've never in my life had an Elf on the Shelf. And I mean, when I was growing up as a kid, I don't remember us having an Elf on the Shelf. But like all of my friends have it for their kids and stuff. My one friend, she about lost her mind one year. She was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this stupid Elf on the Shelf. She would call me up. She was so fun. I put it in my review video, and it was a true story too. She would call me up and I'd be like, what are you doing? She'd be like, I'm out back. The kids just went to bed and I'm smoking a cigarette. And I'd be like, girl, what's wrong? And you sound so stressed out. And she'd be like, I just got the kids in bed. I just read them their goodnight story. She has a son and a daughter that are about the same age. Well, they're now probably like 14 and 12, but back then, God, how long ago was this? 6 or 7 years ago. So they were probably like, 8 and 6. She would call me and she'd be outside, and she would say, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'd be like, well, what's wrong? She'd be like, I've literally, this stupid elf on the shelf has been like everywhere in the entire house. There's nowhere new to hide it. I'm like, girl, it's going to be okay. No, you don't understand. It has to be creative. It has to be different. The elf on the shelf has to bring treats. It has to do this. It's always, she would like, anyway. So I got an elf on the shelf. It was actually, I had a really fun time filming that review today. It was silly and goofy, and I just had such a fun time doing that. I love that channel so much. I love that review channel. I'm having such a great time on that channel. I mean, I have a fun time on all of my channels, but that channel I just get to be silly and funny and just have a good time with stuff, So anyway, I did that, and then I got some advent calendars. They had some kind of unique ones. And then I was driving home. Oh, no. Then I left, and when I was out in the parking lot, I was like, I kept on hearing, hello, Peter, hello. And I was like, and so finally I just started shouting back. I was like, hello, who is it? I couldn't see who was talking to me. So finally one of my friends from meetings, she came over and she was like, hey, how are you? And I was like, good. I just saw her last night, but anyway. So she was like, I was like, good, how are you? And she's like, good, what are you doing? And she was telling me all about her crafts that she was buying and things in Target. I didn't really understand. She's gonna make people purses or bags or something for Christmas. But anyway, then after that, I was telling, she was like, well, I was like, I kind of don't want to leave because I think Starbucks, this is before I knew that Starbucks wasn't going to sell those things till tomorrow. I was like, I kind of don't want to leave because I think Starbucks is putting these cups out tomorrow and I really want these cups and blah, 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 whatever. She goes, I totally get it. And she's like, do you want me to wait around and get one for you? And I was like, oh no, you don't have to do that, but that's so sweet. So anyway, so we talked for a little bit out in the parking lot, and then I left, and then I went to CVS because I wanted to see if they had this. Somebody told me there's a Wet n Wild. I've lost my mind to these advent calendars, okay? So somebody told me there was a Wet n Wild advent calendar. So I went in, I think they said Walgreens. It was at Walgreens, but I went into CVS. There was nothing at CVS that I wanted. And that's my second time today at CVS. I'm not a big CVS fan. I used to love it back in the day, but I just don't really, I think CVS is so overpriced compared to everything else. So I went, I was driving home. Oh, and then I talked to Tanya on the phone for a while. This is basically like a press release. Do you not get that? Okay, thanks. Of my day. So then I talked to Tanya on the way home, and we were just talking about random stuff. She was asking me like what videos I was making and stuff, and then we were talking about me going out of town, and I was telling her about Boo Radley, and she was telling me about some stuff, just some random stuff, people that we know and stuff. And then, so then I was talking to another friend of mine, and who told me about Trader Joe's? Somebody told me something about Trader Joe's having advent calendars. And I was like, oh my God, because I was like on my way home anyway. Oh no, my friend said Big Lots. She said you should go try Big Lots. And I was like, okay, I'll go try Big Lots. So I was on my way to go over to Big Lots. Now this has been like an hour and a half of buying things for my review channel now, right? You see? So anyway, I was on my way to go to Big Lots, and I was almost home? I feel like I was almost home. Like, and Big Lots is not too far from us. And I was like, I'm not going to Big Lots. Screw it. And I almost got home. I was like on my street. And I was like, I'm going to go to Trader Joe's. I'm just going to try Trader Joe's and see if they have any advent calendars. Trader Joe's had some stuff. I was real excited about it. So I got some stuff at Trader Joe's. And then I came home. They had like a beauty advent calendar. And then they had a special one that I'm going to share. But anyway. So oh damn it, Janet, I just realized there's one video I either have to film it because I was gonna try to pre-film my videos. What is that? May all your cranberries be Sprite. A new Sprite cranberry. Oh, I think I could get with that. So anyway, so I went to Trader Joe's. It was packed. Trader Joe's is always so packed. But I will tell you what I think I'm gonna do is I think that for one of my review videos, I'm gonna do like an all vegetarian Thanksgiving dinner on there because they have like a tofurkey roll or something with, it has like corn succotash or corn. I always forget this gravel pit area over here always smells so bad. It has like corn stuffing or something in it. It looks really good. And then cranberry sauce and all this stuff. They have all these vegan options there. Vegan options, not vegetarian. vegan options. So I'm thinking about doing that for my review channel closer to Thanksgiving. And yeah, what else? Well, that was it. Then I came home and took the dogs out and did all that, and I filmed my videos and trimmed my beard. Oh my god, so I love the shaving cream from Art of Shaving. I'm like totally addicted to it. And I just shave like right here, here, and here anyway. But I'm addicted to the Art of Shaving shaving cream. I'm going to put this in one of my videos on my review channel, but if you want to buy like your husband or man or you or whoever, okay, some shaving cream for Christmas, let me just tell you, it's high-end shaving cream. I bought a container like that was like this big today, and or not today, I didn't. It came yesterday, and it was $30, but it lasts forever. And they have a Christmas scent out, and it is peppermint, and I used it today to shave, and it was so nice. It was so fantastic. And then I got sandalwood in a little container. It comes in a little tube container. Sandalwood is probably my favorite that they have, and I'm taking that to Florida. But anyway, I'm now kind of obsessed with the carry-on thing. Okay, I love to pack and overpack for vacations, but I'm also kind of obsessed with the carry-on and just seeing what I can get into my carry-on so I don't need a whole lot more. It really is nice. It really makes a huge difference. Okay, so what else was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Then I fed the dogs. Then I talked to Alex for a while when he was on the way over to his friend's house because he was stuck in traffic. And then yeah, that was it. And then it was like, I talked to some friends on the phone and stuff. I talked a lot on the phone today. And then I went over to my mother-in-law's house. Threw on this hoodie that I had on yesterday and went over to my mother-in-law's house. And it was fun. It was nice. We just sat around and... Oh, I did actually have something else. She gave me a Hershey bar. She had a Hershey bar. Oh, and I had a little crunch bar too. Or whatever that's called. Crackle bar or whatever those are called. I had that and I had this Hershey bar and then I had a celery and fruit smoothie. And she cooked herself. I think it was I always mispronounce it, but I think she had, it didn't look like it, but that's what she was like, do you want an arepas? And I was like, no, I'm good right now. I'm not really that hungry. I wasn't when I got there. And she made one and she put like provolone cheese and all this kind of stuff on it. Or no, like prosciutto. She was like, I know that you can't have it, but I want to offer it to you anyway. Wasn't that so sweet? I was like, yeah, I can't have it. So that was my day, and it was good, and I felt like I had a really productive day today, and I was happy and joyous and free and content and serene and peaceful all day today. It was a good day. Oh, and the whole time that I was like in the car doing stuff when I wasn't on the phone talking, I was listening to audiobooks. I am almost done with the Iceman. I always want to call it the Iceman Cometh. The Iceman Confessions of a Mafia Hitman. I'm almost done with it. I like it. It's good. It's really good. I mean, I would recommend it to somebody else. I wish I had finished it. Now, I mean, of course, obviously, I wish I had finished it before the BookTube live stream or book club live stream. But it was interesting because somebody said in the live stream, they said that one of the parts that wasn't super interesting to them was like talking about all of like the hierarchy of the mafia and stuff. When I actually thought the parts where they talked about that was interesting. Just because it's so, like, when you talk about the whole idea of quote-unquote organized crime, like, it is, like, the whole system is so organized. It's very interesting. But I'm kind of ready to be done with that book. To be honest with you, I'm kind of ready to read some holiday books, even though I want to read The Raven Boys next, probably. But I do have to tell you that I, in between listening to that today to get it done, I snuck and listened to a little bit of Let It Snow by Maureen Johnson, John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. And let me just tell you, I am so in love with that book. I don't know who wrote the first story. So it's 3 stories, and and it's coming out on November 8th on Netflix. But the first story is called The Jubilee Express. And it's about this girl. I talked about it last night. I am so obsessed with this story, and I'm not done with it yet because I haven't been listening to it because I've been listening to the Iceman more. But it is such, like, if I was going to write a Christmas story, that would be the Christmas story that I would want to write. Like, it's so, like, it's magical, and it's an adventure, but it's real, and it has very real characters that you can kind of, like, I don't know, they're just cool characters, and the main girl in it is just, she's a really likable character, and I love it. It's just such a fantastic book. If you've never read it before, you should read it. It's such a great book. Let It Snow. And like I said, it's coming out on Netflix on November 8th, which is Friday, right? Is that Friday? Yeah. I'm so glad that I decided to download it and listen to it the other night. Because I almost didn't, because I was like, you know what, it's not even Christmas time yet. And then I was like, screw it. Like, this has been a book that's been on my list for a long time. I think that's one of the things I'm going to try to do for the rest of the year, is listen to or read a lot of books that have been on my list for a long time. Like the Raven Boys, I want to get that done. Like the Marissa Meyer Lunar Chronicles. Like A Court of Rose and Thorn. I don't even know what that one's called. Is that by Marissa Meyer? No. Is it Marissa Meyer, the Lunar Chronicles? Is she the one that wrote the Lunar Chronicles? A Court of Thorn and Roses is the book. And A Court of Mist and Fury. And I really have no desire to read those books, but since they've been on my list for so long. And then that Daisy and the Six by Lauren Taylor Jenkins Reid, I want to read that. And then the Harry Potter books. And maybe just like focus, and Helter Skelter, and maybe just focus on getting those books done this year. These books that I've like wanted to read for a long time, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of them. I probably have 10 books left. God, that's a lot of books to get done in a month and a half. I mean, because they're long books, Helter Skelter's long, and the other one that I want to read is The Knicks. I've had that on Audible. It's like 32 hours though, my lord. Look at this line at McDonald's. Are you kidding me? That's probably like a book club pick for Mel. A book that's 32 hours on Audible. That's a joke, Mel. I love you. You know that. Possibilities start here. Apply today. Do they have their pumpkin pies yet? I almost just drove. Yeah, can I get a large Diet Coke, please?
Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, 109.
I don't miss eating meat, but sometimes just the idea of eating like a sandwich from here sounds good. Like, I miss their buns. Family friendly. But I do. My one foot is kind of hurting me. Oh, man. Where's my holiday lip balm that I like so much? I wonder why it's so busy tonight at McDonald's at 1:16 a.m. I need to come up with a list of holiday books that I want to read this year. But you know what? The thing is, I have like read some, like last year. Maybe that's a booktube video I could do, like the best holiday books I've read. That one Agatha Christie book that I read a couple years ago was really good. It was really a fun read if you want like a Christmas mystery. I don't remember what it's called, but it's an Agatha Christie. It's like the only Christmas book that she has. If you guys have recommendations for Christmas books, put them in the comment section below. And do not tell me The Christmas Room, because that's not a Christmas book. that author ended up like commenting back on my video because I said that I felt like she left a really nice comment, but I can't remember how I said it. Like, the book was really good. I just thought it would be a better book if it hadn't been marketed as a Christmas book, because it really wasn't about Christmas. Like, the very end of it was about Christmas, kind of. And it was about this room. If you've watched my vlog for a long time, you'll remember me talking about this. But it was about this room that was like in a barn, and it was like they made it into this like Christmas deal thing. I don't know. Anyway. But like, that was the only part that had to do with Christmas. Like, the rest of it really didn't have anything to do with Christmas. And I said that I thought that it really diminished her ability to sell the book, because had they called it something else, like, I don't know, Snowy Mountain or something. What was that? The man from, was it Snowy River? Snowy Mountain? The one I was talking about that my dad's girlfriend edited. What was the man from Snowy River? I think that's what it was called. But anyway, if they had called it something else, I don't know, Kaleidoscope, no matter whatever they had called it, it would have sold more, I think, because it would have sold throughout the year, and it came out at Christmas time, and it was like marketed as a Christmas book, and I read it to read a Christmas book, and it was not a Christmas book. Like, very little of it had to do with Christmas, and I just thought it was kind of crap. But anyway, crap for her. I didn't really care. I read the book anyway. It was by Catherine somebody. But she said she picked the title, and she picked the cover. The cover was a Christmas cover, and the title was a Christmas title, The Christmas Room, and it was a picture of all this Christmas stuff. It looked like one of those romance Christmas novels. I thought she sold herself short. I thought the book was much better than all of that. I told her so, too. I did. I told her all about it. I said, this is what I think now. In my review video of it on my BookTube channel. But I want some good Christmas books to read. Last year I read that one, Something Holly Chase. I don't know who recommended that book to me, but it was fantastic. I loved that book. I like a book that you can like really get into and you feel like you're there. Like, that's kind of how it is for me with this Let It Snow book. She ends up going and staying at this guy's house. He's like, you know, because it's like a young adult book, so he's like in high school, and his mom is like so sweet, and she like makes her all this food, and I'm like sitting there listening to it, and I'm like, I am so hungry. She like cuts her a piece of cake that's as thick as the 7th book in the Harry Potter series. That's how she describes it. The book is just, it's like the descriptions are just fantastic. And like, they're in the middle of this blizzard and they can't go anywhere, and it's just, I love all that kind of stuff, you know. Maybe I'll read The Long Winter by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I haven't read that in a long time. I was gonna say a couple years ago, 10 years ago, I started reading all of the Laura Ingalls Wilder books again. I don't really remember them, though. I don't think I got very far. I think the first one is Little House on the Prairie, or is it Little House in the Big Woods? And the second one, I think, is The Long Winter, actually. I think it's like the second one. I know I've read that in the past. How are you?
Yeah.
Is that right? Thank you. Have a good one. But I was like looking on something the other day to see if there were new Christmas books that were coming out, and I didn't see a lot. So if anybody has some suggestions, I would really, really appreciate it. I'm so dying for this Diet Coke, because I want to read some new Christmas. But I think I'm almost done with this part of the book, the short story, because the book is short, and I'm already like a fourth of the way through. And so I'm like, okay, well, John Green's is probably going to be the longest. because it's marketed as a John Green book, so it's got to be his. Has got to be the longest in there. I'm like really, I don't know what it is that maybe just this year. You know what's, I was going to say that I'm really focused on Christmas. I need to finish a thought before I go on. That I'm really focused on Christmas. But you know, like for Halloween, I was really focused on Halloween. And I kind of feel like in the last year, since I have like decluttered my life, and I mean like emotionally decluttered my life and focused on, you know, like the things that are important to me in my life, like my husband and my family and my dogs and my best friend and my other friends, you know, and then like focusing clearly on the things that I'm passionate about, like making videos and, you know, like traveling more and things like that. Since I've really done that in the last year, it's like I have really enjoyed each season and each holiday a little bit more.
Diane, have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
Sir.
It's like I've enjoyed every season and every holiday a little bit more than I used to. And it's almost kind of like there's a clarity to my life now. It's like I see things very, very clearly, if that makes sense. And so like all of the other stuff has kind of like gone away. All the stuff that I used to consume myself with, all of the crap that just doesn't matter in life. And now it's like I can really focus on those things that make me the happiest, you know? And it's like, even if this ends up being the only Christmas book that I read the whole season, it's like at least I read one holiday book, you know what I mean? One Christmas book. And instead of like, you know, beating myself up because I didn't read all of the Christmas books in the entire world or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I just used to live in this kind of like state of just like, oh, la, la, la. And I don't feel like that anymore. I feel just like so incredibly calm that I just feel like I'm enjoying my life so much more, you know? I feel like being able to remove the crap from my life that didn't matter, the toxicity and the chaos. I don't know. I just don't feel it anymore. I don't feel it in my life, which is nice. Tony and I talk about that all the time. It's like we don't have that chaos we used to have. You can feel it in your life. Like it just is like a steady. It was at the end. It's just like a steady stream of like toxic energy that it just is like oh. I don't feel it anymore. I just don't, you know. And that's not saying that there aren't days that like I wake up and I'm sad or, you know, I feel I'm frustrated or whatever, because I think that goes without saying that most people have days like that, right? But by and large, I work out of that pretty quickly through gratitude, I think. You know, like I look at gratitude in my life and I'm like, okay, it could be so much worse. And I don't know, I just feel super, super blessed for the life that I have. And, you know, I know I say that in my video like every single day, but I do, and I don't want to forget that, you know? One of the things that the vlog has really done for me the last couple of years, and I've talked about this on here before, but it really slows down each day. I mean, it would be the same thing as if you did like, I mean, doing a gratitude list at the end of the day really helped me with this too, but it would be the same thing if you journaled at the end of the day and just kind of like journaled about your day. What it does is it really makes you focus on the present day, the day that you just had, right? So when I get on here and I vlog and I'm like, okay, and I did this and I did that and whatever, it keeps me in today, right? Like, and that doesn't mean that I can't plan for the future. Hell, I was looking at trips to go to Las Vegas for E2C today. I was like planning that out, you know? It doesn't mean that I can't do that. It just means that, you know, where are my feet? My feet are right in front of me. You know, I'm in today and enjoy today, you know? I think sometimes, let me get spiritual for a second. Let me say it in a way that I would say it if I was in a meeting, you know, I think, or to Tanya or whatever. I think sometimes God does for us what we cannot do for ourselves. I think God removes people from our lives that we're not willing to remove. And I think God removes us from situations and circumstances that we aren't willing to leave. And that's how I choose to believe. You don't have to believe that, and I respect that, but I think I didn't even think about going to Half Price Books for an advent calendar. I think once you kind of get on with the idea of this journey, that life is a journey, not to sound trite, it's not the journey, it's the destination, or it's not the destination, it's the journey. But no, in reality, life really is this journey. It's like this adventure that you go on, right? But there was much of my life, every once in a while I'll have a thought to myself where if the people that watch my video, what was all that? If the people that watch my videos could only get one thing, tonight, if anybody could get just one thing from this video, what I guess I really would like people, something I learned that I wish other people, that if you haven't learned it, could get, is that life really is a journey. It really is an adventure. It is an adventure. And if you think about watching an adventure movie or reading an adventure book, right? There's tragedy that happens. There's great things that happen. There's fortunes that come. There's times that you're on this adventure by yourself. There's times that you're on this adventure and you're sitting in, some, saloon or something with 50 people, right? But it's an adventure. And once I got with that in my life and I realized that, life is an adventure, stop squandering it. Stop sitting around waiting for something to happen. Do something with your life, Peter. Make something of your life. And you know what? And I live a very simple life. I feel very blessed to be able to travel the way that we get to travel and stuff like that. But my God, we have a small condo, okay? We don't have some massive place that, overlooks, whatever. I just we don't have all that. And I don't need all that today. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. If I could afford something like that, I would in a second. You should see some of these condos we're looking at in Miami. God, I wish I could go and just get one today, There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't need it today. But what I do need to do is put my foot in the adventure. I need to participate in my own life and stop waiting for stuff to happen to me. It's I've really been working a lot on the outlining and the developing of the characters from my book. I've been indirectly working on it a lot and directly. And it's I feel so blessed to even have something that I get that excited about. I feel so blessed that I wake up on a daily basis and I'm okay, what am I going to make my review video about today? What meditations am I going to read? I'm looking on, Twitter and all places, what's going on drama-wise I can talk about. Drive around, listen to my audiobooks. What a charmed life, And, what a cool life. And life's an adventure. And life was an adventure when I was working 60, 70 hours a week. And I did work 60, 70 hours a week for many, 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 many years. And, life was an adventure then. But I don't know that I ever really got that. I think I just put one foot in front of the other and was okay, it's another day, another dollar kind of thing. You know what I mean? I talk a lot on here about, back then I saved a lot of money so that, life would be easier for me down the road, which, I'm glad I did. But I also was very focused on it. I think it is important to be focused on that and saving money and all that kind of stuff, but maybe I was too focused on it. I don't know. Maybe I should have been backpacking around the world a little bit more. You know what I mean? Maybe I should have been doing some of those things a little bit that I can't, I can't do now with a house and $3. I could, but I'm not going to. And I don't really feel like that's missing from my life right now. As long as Alex and I can still take long weekends and travel and do this and do that. I don't feel like... I feel like somebody is calling me, but nobody's calling me. Oh my God. I thought it was on my book, but it's on my iTunes. It's playing Anchorage by Michelle Shocked, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. But, I just wish I had gotten earlier that life is this great adventure, even like in your own little neighborhood of going, even if you go to the same restaurant, let's say every week, okay, or every day, and you go there every day, and let's say you get a donut every day, okay, or a kind of coffee, maybe trying a different kind of creamer, or maybe trying a different kind of donut. Maybe that's as far as your adventure goes, but it's something, you know, try something different. My husband, for as world adventurer as he thinks he is literally, he has his mainstays and he doesn't ever go away from that. When we go to Cafe Patashu on Sundays, he gets the same thing I'm like, do you want to try something else? He's like, nope, I know what I like. You know, that's okay. Like, that's okay. You know what I mean? And it was so funny because a couple years ago he started trying some like new different kinds of food and stuff when he would like go places, and it kind of shocked me. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that you're like actually trying some things. Like, neither one of us really are fish eaters. We've never been, and now there's like certain kinds of fish that he will eat that he likes because he thinks it's like salmon that he thinks is like real healthy, you know, and stuff, and he enjoys eating it. And we were talking about that one day, and I was like, you would never have known had you not tried. And he was like, well, that's true, you know, but life is just like this amazing adventure. It really is, you know. It's really a pretty cool thing. And I don't want to miss out on it. Last night and tonight, I literally drove the exact same route. I don't usually do that. I usually switch it up from night to night. I'm gonna get off here in a little bit. I'm gonna listen to a little bit of the Iceman. I don't have that much time. I should probably be able to finish it by tomorrow. Well, not tonight, but like tomorrow. And then I'm going to listen to like a half an hour of Let It Snow. Like I said, I'm so into it. I really want to listen to it. It's so good. And I also want to watch the movie when it comes out on Friday. But I can save it because I can watch it on my way back. Baby, it's cold outside. I've been listening to Christmas music too. Right now it's Four Freshmen, Snowfall. I don't know that song. But my mom loved the Four Freshmen. Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time. I don't know that song. And Jim Durante, Frosty the Snowman. He's the original that sang that song. I do love that movie. Or that cartoon. Have you ever seen it? Frosty the Snowman. Oh my god. Have you not seen it? If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch all. I need it. Last year, was it last year? Was it the year before? I made a list of like literally every Christmas movie I wanted to watch and every Christmas cartoon I wanted to watch. And I got through like, I made like a list of 30 and I got through like 5 or 6 or 10 or I don't even remember what I got through, but it wasn't very much of the list. I think this year I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a list of like all of the movies that I want to watch. Because this year for Halloween, I watched the same movies over and over and over again, which was fine, but it was like, why am I watching the same movies over and over and over again? It was kind of funny. Baby, it's cold Part of this book that I'm listening to takes place in a Waffle House, and I'm like craving Waffle House. I don't even know the last time that I had Waffle House, in all honesty. I can't remember. I used to go there with my friend. We would go there like after a meeting, like late at night. And this one that was like out in the middle of nowhere, off the side of the interstate. And we would sit in there and drink coffee. And we would, I think I got a Waffle House Christmas mug one year, actually. I'm almost positive I did. And we would get waffles with either, I can't remember what he got, but I remember I used to get peanut butter chips on it. It was called a peanut butter waffle, but it was really just a waffle, and they would put peanut butter chips on it, you know? And then they have like these breakfast sandwiches with like sausage and bacon. It's so good. And then I got hash browns smothered and covered. I can't eat any of that stuff anymore because I'm a vegetarian. It's like I loved going to Denny's and getting the loaded fries, loaded cheese fries, where they had bacon and everything on them, and then dipping them in ranch. But then you have to get the seasoned ones. You can't get the regular ones. You have to get the seasoned fries. And then I'm making myself so hungry right now. And then I would go to no. What was I saying? What did I just forget? I just said something about making myself so hungry. But anyway, that's what we would get. Waffles and all that stuff. It was so good. I don't even remember what I was just saying, but now I'm hungry. I got sidetracked in my head thinking about how hungry I am. I wish I was thinner and I could eat what I wanted to eat whenever I wanted to eat it. Well, I guess if I started working out regularly, I could do that. I'm not going there tonight. I am not going there tonight with that conversation. Baby, it's cold outside. Oh, they're playing that Josh Groban song, Believe, which is from Polar Express. I love it. Isn't it from Polar Express? I love that movie so much. I think this coffee lip balm might be my favorite. I mean, even more than the other one I got. I think this might be, and it's from Treat Beauty, but it's not Treat Beauty. It's called Arthur. I think this might be my favorite lip balm I have ever had. And it's not just because it's coffee, which is fantastic about it. It's just, it's like, it's almost kind of like a little gritty on top. I don't even know how to explain it. But like it really holds to my lips. It's so fantastic. Caffeinated lip balm. It doesn't make me feel caffeinated. It doesn't make me feel like it's caffeinated. I don't know what that's about, but who knows? Well, listen, you guys, I'm gonna get off here, I think. Well, I know I'm gonna get off here. I'm getting off here now so I can listen to my audiobooks. And yeah, and I hope you guys are having an amazing, what is tomorrow, Thursday? I hope you're having an amazing Thursday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Make the most of your life. Life is an adventure. Life isn't a dress rehearsal. Do something fun today. Seriously. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. And if nobody else has told you this today, take a risk today. Do something fun. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and say, I love you. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are important. Somebody commented on my video and said that they had started doing that and it was starting to take effect. And I loved that comment. So thank you. I will continue to do that just for you. And yeah, believe it in your heart. Start doing your daily affirmations if you haven't. Continue to do them if you are. Do a gratitude list every day. It really helps. Start your day with a place of peace and serenity. And remind yourself of it throughout the day. And most importantly, let somebody else know how much they mean to you. And I love you guys. And yeah, but make sure that you do that. A little compassion, a little kindness, a little love goes a long way. Let other people know how important they are to us in our lives. And yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.